Breaking news, according to the PC Brigade, Ireland is apparently a horrible racist country. Who would have guessed? This is Ben Scallan and you're watching Gript Media. Since the terrible and illegal killing of George Floyd in America, a lot of Irish people have been very upset, which is totally understandable. It was obviously a tragic situation and the officer involved has rightly been charged with third-degree murder. But what isn't understandable at all is that in reaction to Floyd's death, we've heard a lot about what a racist and horrible country Ireland is. Like we did something wrong and we need to be ashamed as a country. Last week, our caretaker leader, Leo Varadkar, went on a big tirade in the Dáil about what a racist dump this country is.
We don't need to look across the Atlantic to find racism. We have many examples in our own country. Discrimination on the basis of skin colour is pernicious. Sometimes it's overt. Discrimination when it comes to getting a job or a promotion, or being treated less favourably by public authorities, including sometimes government officials.
Where is Leo's evidence for this exactly? Does he have any credible numbers or stats to back up the idea that minorities can't get promotions due to racism? It seems like this is just taken as a given and everyone accepts it at face value because the liberal media says so. In fact, Mr. Varadkar is the son of an immigrant the same way I am. Is he not living proof that this is not a racist country? That a mixed race person can achieve the highest office in the land within one generation and become Taoiseach? Nobody seems to be holding Leo back considering he's the leader of the nation, and he still apparently thinks that this is some horrible place where minorities can't get ahead. In fact, Varadkar once made the point of celebrating how much more hard-working and productive foreign workers are than natives. Imagine if he had said that Irish employees work harder than immigrants. Wouldn't there have been an uproar? Wouldn't the whole country be up in arms? He even said that there should be migrant quotas for politics. The government position should be earmarked for immigrants. Is that not the definition of racism? Right now our system is based on merit, which is how it should be. We vote for the person who represents us best and who has the best policies, whether they're black, white or purple with yellow spots. I don't think most Irish people are looking at the ballot thinking, which of these faces looks the most like mine? We vote based on a person's individual policies and character, not for skin colour or genitalia or sexuality, which is how it should be. Why does Leo Varadkar want to change that? But he said one more thing which I found really bizarre.
Sometimes it's almost innocent and unknowing, and all the more insidious. Little things, small but nonetheless othering. Being asked, where do you come from originally, because your skin or surname looks out of place. How often you go back to the country that your mother or father was born in.
Asking someone about their heritage is racist now? How is that racist? Isn't it friendly to ask about someone's background and take an interest in their past? How much of a wimp do you have to be in order to be offended by a basic question like that? Look at somebody like me. My mother is Jamaican, so I know I don't look classically Irish. I wouldn't pass for Brian Boru or Cú Chulainn. So I don't see how it's supposed to be an offensive question to ask someone like me where my heritage is from. Anyone who would be offended by such a question has too much time on their hands. But that's the way of modern Ireland now. It's not enough that you tolerate difference or that you even wholeheartedly accept it. You can't even acknowledge it exists or you're a bad person. To top it all off, we've heard a lot about so-called white privilege in recent weeks. The idea that white people have current and historical benefits based purely on the colour of their skin. The Irish media has talked about this notion numerous times over the years, but now it seems to be coming to the forefront of our national lexicon. The Vice President for Equality and Diversity in Queen's University Belfast and self-proclaimed board member of Alliance for Choice, Hamsavani Rajswaran, posted a tweet thread with over 1,000 likes talking about Irish people's privilege. The oppression the Irish have been subject to is bad, but conflating it with anti-blackness is not only reaffirming the white privilege that Irish people have today, but also is just thinly veiled all lives matter BS. You lot just can't stand to say Black Lives Matter, face it. You can be Irish and also have white privilege. Stop co-opting a movement built by black people to avoid confronting your whiteness. Confronting your whiteness. Imagine if you were to demand someone confront their blackness. the country would collectively blow a gasket. Every media outlet and politician would come down on you like a ton of bricks. And yet this kind of rhetoric goes completely unchecked when targeted at white people. Bear in mind, 1,000 people liked this thread. And that's not the only example. But is it even true that there is white privilege in Ireland? According to Varadkar, Irish people at least work less than their migrant counterparts, and according to the CSO, non-Irish people are more highly educated than Irish people. Does this sound like privilege to you? Even looking back through history, what privilege did these Irish people have? Is this what privilege looks like? And more importantly, since we're talking about guilt, who did we colonise? Who did we enslave? What white privilege did poor Irish people have who were being sent away on coffin ships or subjected to brutal penal laws? Not only were we not a colonial nation, we were colonised ourselves. Our ancestors were taken as indentured servants to the West Indies by Cromwell. Last century, our child mortality rate was worse than Calcutta. My own Irish grandfather was a boy when electricity was being put into his village for the first time. My dad grew up in crippling poverty in Dublin, often without enough food to eat, which was the norm at the time. Many people have family stories like this. This country was essentially poverty-stricken just 1 or 2 generations ago. And yet we're seriously going to look some poor blue-collar Irish person in the face and tell them that their white skin got them any advantage in life, that they owe the world something because of how they look. Every single thing Ireland has, the people of this country worked hard for. Ireland owes the world nothing. This is just political correctness gone mad. We've even seen Black Lives Matter Ireland groups set up in the past few weeks. I saw one for Wexford just the other day. Like there's some epidemic of unarmed black people being killed by Wexford Gardaí. Has there even been one case of that ever in history? What does this have to do with us? It's just jumping on an American bandwagon and smearing a great country for political gain. Nothing more. We're done with the media race baiting trying to turn people against each other, and we're done with the historical shame and guilt. It's not where this country has been that's the problem, it's where we're going. And where we're going is towards a fractured, bigoted nation because divisive, race-obsessed people made it that way. If you like this commentary and you want to see more like it, please be sure to share this video and let us know how you feel in the comments below. Thanks for watching.